Sophia Learning, we believe in
Ladies and gentlemen, men and women of the world, dog lovers, kitty cat lovers, people of all ages, shapes, sizes, and colors, welcome to the backyard. It is me, the leader of the pack. Oh my goodness gracious, great evening. We're going to wait a little bit. I'm a tiny bit early, let people get in here tonight. And we're just going to sit outside and we're going to enjoy the beautiful breeze, a little bit of shade, my pretty tree I planted when I bought the house 3 or 4 years ago, however long I've been here. Ken is in the house. Ken says, I thought I would be first tonight. I want to be number one. I want to be number one. Cruising with the pack says, hello, Ken. How are you? How's your day been going, Ken? You been busy? Make any progress in life today? I don't think I've made any progress. I've been too busy. I haven't made any progress in life because I've been too busy trying to make progress in life, if that makes any sense. But I haven't made any progress in life. I do got to spruce the house up later tonight or early in the morning, even though I'm going to go live in the morning because my wife's going to have a couple of friends over tomorrow. They're going to be cooking Filipino food and ungodly knowing they're probably going to sing that karaoke shit. So got to clean the house up a little bit. But I've been trying to be productive. I've been trying to figure out how to meet my goals in life is what I've been working on today. All week I've been doing that. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm wore out. I'm old. I got a dove sitting on the roof of my house staring at me going, what in the hell are you doing? Mentally, it was a rough day for me. Next week probably going to be even worse. But good overall. All right, good. Yeah, I'll tell you, the mental days, the mental challenges, the mental fatigue that we face, oh my goodness gracious, I think is a lot worse than the physical. It's easier, normally, normally it's easier to recuperate from physical fatigue than it is mental. Tim is in the house. Hello, everybody. Tim, good to see you. Thank you for saying hello. How's the Philippines? I was seeing that our beloved Cebu was getting a lot of flooding. I know you're not in Cebu, but hello, everybody. So, Ken, is there any? Oh, there's my hummingbirds. You guys can't see my hummingbirds, can you? See my hummingbird? He's on the bird feeders. See him? That's my hummingbird. His name's Bird. Oh, look how pretty green that hummingbird is. Can you guys see that by any chance? Look at that hummingbird. I'm hoping to see that there's a black camera right there. I'm trying to capture the hummingbird on my camera. So, Ken, is there anything that you can explain why things are mentally tough for you? Anything you want to share? Anything you need advice about? Remember, I am the internet life coach and sometimes even the internet death coach. Having rain here in a few days. Nice. All right. We haven't had rain in a few days either. Dry, but it's not too hot today. It's a beautiful day. I was just seeing videos from the Philippines. I'm not for sure how old they are. About Colon Street in the Philippines, which we've been on many times, flooded. So, but Cebu has a real ability to flood. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. How's your air quality, Tim? Me and my dog Lily. My dog Lily's laying in a different spot today. My dog Lily's waiting for something to happen. She's waiting for a toad. Pat is in the house. Good evening, Brother David. Good to see you. Patrick, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It's a beautiful Friday night. I hope it is in your part of the country. Ooh, my hummingbirds are busy tonight. Woohoo. If I sit back here at the hummingbirds, I can see my hummingbirds better. They get a little nervous if I'm too close in my patio chair. So I don't mind sitting back here. But I don't know if you can see my hummingbirds. I better get that zoomed up, caught up. Basically looking into what you and I have talked about last week and moving forward with doctor's appointment. Oh, all right, I got you. Yep, I understand. I understand, my friend. I do indeed. Why is my screen dark? One thing I don't understand about my iPhone, sometimes out of the blue, my screen kind of goes dark. Thumbs up from Ding. Appreciate that. Good news is I can read the chat on my iPad because I'm an iPad cheating sucker. Got to check dinner. Nice. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hello to everybody. Pat, hello, Ding. Good to see you. Just like the Manila Flood Project always works. It's always flooding. Flood control means, yes, we can flood. I know, man. The only thing I can say is a good thing to get rid of all the garbage and trash and flush it down somewhere else in the Philippines. Ding, hello to you from Tim. Yeah, that's the sad thing is, I don't know, the trash. The trash is a sad thing, the garbage. But we have a lot of that here too. I mean, we had a lot of flooding in the West Virginia Hill countries and stuff I saw on the internet. A lot of people lost their homes and rivers and mudslides and everything else going on. So, man, it got crazy here too. But I don't know. So, Ding, how are you doing today? What's going on in your part of the world? Anything exciting? Anything you want to share? I love it when people, there goes my hummingbird. My hummingbird's back. I love it when people say, you know what? Here's what I found out. Oh, my hummingbirds are back, boys and girls. Ooh, that's a pretty green one. He's thinking about it. He's going in to get a drink. He's there. He's landing. He's thinking about it. There he goes. He's sucking it down. Yay. Hummingbirds. Yes, I get excited about the hummingbirds. Doing good, Ding. Yes. Ding says, you know, how the hell can anything exciting be going on? I just woke up. I'm getting ready to eat me breakfast. Pat says, sounds good, breakfast. It's good. I'm out of bananas. So I guess in the morning I'm gonna have watermelon, and I'm out of yogurt covered fruit berries. So I guess tomorrow my breakfast will be nuts and watermelon. I'm out of bananas. I usually eat a banana in the mornings. The main contractor didn't do anything, but he bought 30 expensive luxury cars. Woohoo! That's what I want to be. I want to be the guy that doesn't do anything but buys luxury cars. But then again, I don't really want, you got to ask yourself, we all love cars. I'm telling you, I don't know very many people that don't dig cars. And God, yes, if I won the lottery, which I did, I won $8 in the lottery. So I did win the lottery technically. But if I won the big time lottery, I would have to control myself in purchasing cars. Now, I wouldn't want Lamborghinis and all those weird ass cars. I mean, real cars, right? I would have to control myself in doing that because you can only drive one car at a time. And then the carrying cost is big. Let's see the hummingbird. You guys want to see the hummingbird? See my hummingbird, right? See my sign? Look just right up the sign, there's a hummingbird. Oh, there's two of them. We don't even charge extra on this channel for hummingbirds. Now they're over there, that one. I got 2 hummingbird feeders. The purple one was given to me by a company that makes glass So the purple one is a gift from a company that makes glass hummingbird feeders. And the blue one I bought at Walmart on clearance. And there they go. Here they come. Sign looks good. You like the sign? Did I show you the sign? Yeah, I got to get my trash, my cardboard boxes out of here. Look at that hummingbird. I can't zoom in anymore. I think I'm zoomed in to the fullest. Those hummingbirds are fast, though. Sign looks good. Yeah, I need to put the link to that company in my descriptions and stuff because I get a lot of compliments on the sign. Maybe I need to tag them on Amazon so maybe I can get some cash back or something. But it's called Lake Something Signs. I can tell you, man. They make custom signs. They're all powder coated and you can customize. They got a lot of basic templates, different sizes, square, round, you name it. But you customize them. That one's customized to say David and Lorelei. So, and I did make a mistake. I went cheap and didn't have them backlight it because I figured I could do it myself. Lorelei and I tried to backlight it, but we sucked at it. I should have had them do it. Because I got a feeling they got a system in place. Scotch tape and Elmer's glue didn't quite work. You like the hummingbirds ding? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tim, I know what you say. There's a lot here, yes. He didn't even go to the job site. Well, a smart contractor don't have to go, right? I thought I remember reading this, Tim. Was it not 300? I thought it was 360 per minute. I thought. But somebody Google that and let us know. Ding, what area are you in, my friend? Is it dry where you're at or wet where you're at? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the hummingbirds. But if anybody wants to know how to get one of those signs, you can have them custom made, big, small. I had one made for my niece. The first time we went to Texas and my wife got to meet my niece, who's a professional horse trainer, I had to sign custom made. She had a horse that passed away. And so we had a sign of a horse head, you know, in a golden bronze looking powder coating with the horse's name, you know, a silhouette and the horse's name. And Lorelei gave that to her as a gift. The first time Lorelei met my niece. Tim, I just watched the news about the politics. Yes. You got some corruption going on in the Philippines? That's not possible. I don't believe it. I don't believe there's corruption in the Philippines. Man, I don't know about that, Tim. I never heard of such things going on in the Philippines. That's, you know, surprising to me. The wellness seminar sucked. All right, what happened, Tim? Tim went to a wellness type of seminar there in the Philippines for retired military people there in the Philippines. So what happened? Tell us about it. Was there naked girls, beer, or just boring, hey, you should not eat too many chocolates, eat your vegetables type of thing? Or was it, you know, I like that. Lily, get out of the mud. Come here. I don't want you in the mud. I'm in Angeles City, dang. I just made a mess of my shirt. Don't tell anybody. Most hummingbirds, 50 to 80 wing beats per second. Larger scale, 5 to 10 wing beats per second. During courtship drives, some species can exceed 200 wing beats per second. So, what is that, 200 times 60? So is that what, 12,000? 12,000 in a minute? Tim, I am in Sorgon City. All right, and Bacol. I know I pronounced that wrong. Forgive me for that. But that's what you get when you hire somebody like me. Converting wing beats per minute, 50, blah, 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 blah. Just get down to the nuts and gritty. 4,800 wing beats per minute. See, that's where I was at, man. I knew that, man. I knew that. I was just guessing you guys. ChatGPT's answer. Well, you know, if it's on the internet, it can't be wrong. It has to be true if it's on the internet. Just saying. Not even any pretty girls there. Not even doing the talking or the lecturing or, the advising. That's not good. If they, look, that's not even a good strategy. If you want people to come to your seminars, always have pretty girls there, and it's easy. The Philippines has a shitload of them. Just have some come and be helpers. Welcome the guest in. Help them get a bottle of water. That's all you got to do, man. It makes everything better. Pretty girls make everything better. Let you ask. You ask whoever you want, man. Ding is asking, Tim, what wellness seminar is that? How long did it last? Give us a rundown, Tim. Inquiring Minds wants to know. I probably need to go to a wellness seminar, but I got a feeling they'd kick me out. Just saying. I think they might kick me out of a wellness seminar. I don't know for sure, but I get the feeling. By the way, thank y'all for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. I do need to go to one. I need to quit being so fat and so lazy. But, here's the question. Am I lazy because I'm fat, or am I fat because I'm lazy? Am I really lazy, or am I just in bad shape? Ding, it was a seminar from the Philippine Retirement Authority. We went to some seminars in the Philippines when we were living there about adopting children, because Lorelai really was thinking about adopting a Filipino child. So we went through seminars about that, about the whole process, and learned a lot about adopting children living in the Philippines and out of the Philippines. Now, luckily we didn't do it. I'm too old. I don't want to raise kids. So, that. Ken says, that's a great question. Of course it is. The guy with the pink hat said it. I think I'm lazy because, to be honest, the only reason I'm lazy is because how much pain we're in, right? It's what I try to, a lot of people don't know, the pain is what causes fatigue, right? It's what causes stress on the body. It's what causes you to feel bad. The pain in your ankle, like I've had ankle reconstruction surgery. That mother, whoo, it hurts. Knee replacement, bad back, a heavy head. I got neck issues, right? Pain is what fatigues me. Because one thing that's weird, and I don't know if this is for everybody, when I'm suffering, Lily, what are you doing? When I'm really suffering, it takes my breath away. When I'm in a lot of pain, I can't breathe. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. Do you guys get short of breath when you can't breathe? When you're in a lot of pain? Yes and no. One knows what expect the person who has the pain. Yeah, I agree. Pain is different for everybody. I used to tell people, and I think I do have a very high threshold for pain, which means I must be in a whole lot of pain, right? You know, I think I have a very high threshold for pain. Red Bull Princess, my friend, how are you? Hope everybody has a great and wonderful night. Happy Friday. How are you? Stick around. Tell us a little bit of what's going on for you today. What is on your agenda for today? That's what I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know what everybody's going to be doing today. We do indeed. Tomorrow is Saturday for us, obviously. I'm going to get up tomorrow morning. I'll probably do another morning live stream. And then tomorrow, I got to clean house up a little bit. We're going to go to a barrio festival tomorrow for a little while, not long. Just maybe look around, hang out for a little bit, maybe let Lorelai eat some food. And then Lorelai has a couple of friends that are going to come over. And the real question is, why are they coming over? Inquiring minds want to know, why are they coming over? Patrick says, I get it too. Pain doesn't stop. It doesn't. Ken says, hello, Red Bull Princess. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Red Bull. Good to see you. from Patrick. A lot of bugs out tonight. Tim, there's a lot of wellness seminars here, like networking memberships and sellers. Oh yeah, I hate those. I hate when they disguise healthy tips or wellness or benefits as not a sales pitch. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to be sold something. I just want to be educated. I don't need to hear about your vitamin product line, all this other bullshit, the insurance that I could buy as a supplemental. If I want to know about insurance as a supplemental to what I have, I'm going to go do a seminar that talks about insurance as a supplemental. If I'm going to go to a seminar about how to live a little bit of a better quality of life, about how to enjoy my day a little bit better, then that's what I want to go to. I don't want to hear about a damn timeshare over in the Smoky Mountains. I don't want to hear about how I could buy into a fast boat collection. I don't want that. I am waiting on the housekeeper, one, the work crew, also, and of course, the lovely, talented, wonderfully dedicated girlfriend. So Tim's having a busy day today. Tim's having a busy day. I think yeah, that's all we're doing tomorrow. Stingbug is back in the house. We're going through all the hats this week. You're going through the hats. Nice. That's good. I love hats. I got probably 40 hats. I would guess 40 hats. All fedoras, different types. We got some flat caps. Ding, not even that my girlfriend. Ding, not even that my girlfriend. So wellness is great. Happiness is great. Enjoy life, embrace life. It's hard to do, especially when you get old and you get beat up a little bit. Your body doesn't work so well. Pat, by the way, thinking of that, Patrick, how are we doing on the kidney stone issue? Oh, you're talking about me going through the hats? No, I know where all of my hats are. My hats are all color coordinated and material coordinated. So no, my hats are all good. I know exactly where every one of my hats are. I keep up with them. I do rotate depending on what I'm going to wear. Now, I don't know what I'm going to wear to the festival tomorrow. I haven't decided what color I'm going to be wearing, but I'll get a hat to match the color, and I have hats that matches the seasons and the colors. So I might wear brown tomorrow or tan, so I might have a tan hat on. What did Pat say? Pat says, my kidney stone still hurts. Stinky Bug says he has 25 hats. I'm still here and it still hurts. Did they not ever give you the Flomax to help whatever the hell the tube is called that lets it all come out? Everybody's late except for the girlfriend. The girlfriends are never late. You know why the girlfriends are never late? Because they're our girlfriend, right? If they were just some other person, they would be late. But since they like us, they show up on time. Kids hate to hear that, Patrick. Uh-oh, is that a drop of water? Or did my dog spit on me? It felt like maybe the neighbor threw water on me. I've been taking it easy, drinking lots of water and cranberry juice. Pat, get well soon, my friend. They didn't give me anything. Well, do you feel like you still have kidney stones, Patrick? If you feel like you still, maybe they're really small or something. I don't know why they wouldn't give you Flomax to open you up to empty out the kidney stones. It works well. Trust me, I've had it. Pat says, I will ding, thank you. At least they didn't throw a rooster on you. That's true. We live in the city. There are no roosters, and we're not in the Philippines. They do have dogs. Maybe one of their dogs peed on me. Maybe, did a bird shit on me? Maybe it was bird shit, no? Little drop of water. Interesting. Yes, it burns, baby, burn. burns. It burns. Sure, it's kidney stones, not something else. Something that you might contract on walking street in the Philippines, Patrick? Yeah, unitary and, yeah, man, UTs are bad. They are. Kidney stones are rough. Yes, preparing to go to work, guys. Okay. Ding says, you know what? While all of you people are sitting back, sipping your martinis and dreaming about life and the sun and the beautiful women of the world, I'm going to go to work. What? Sorry. No, I was making fun of you, Pat. I was saying, maybe it's not kidney stones. Maybe if it burns, maybe it's something you might have picked up on Walking Street. But I know you haven't been on Walking Street. So, I know Stinkbug knows what I'm talking about. He likes Walking Street. What? Sorry. Ding, take care of my good friend. Yes. Have a good day, Ding. Don't work too hard. Just roll with it. Let the others do the hard work. Urinary infection because my grandparents' toilet was too small. Your anatomy, well, are you drunk? Have you been hallucinating on mushrooms again? I think Stinky has been on mushrooms. You need to lay off of the mushrooms. Some of those mushrooms can have really negative long-term effects. Yes, 3, I am very scared of the rain. If I'm in the rain too long, I melt because I am so sweet like sugar. I'm afraid of nothing. Bring it on. Let the hell come. I am actually one of these weird people that I enjoy storms. We don't have any right now. There's the moon, by the way. We don't have any storms today, but I love lightning storms, and I'm a big storm person. If I was healthy, I'd be a storm watcher, but I'm not. And I don't give a shit enough. But I do love storms. I love watching storms roll in and watching them roll out. I think I've been passing the kidney stones. Good. I hope you didn't drop your kidney. We're going to have to fight you. All right, bring it on, my friend. Anytime. Anytime. Just sign the waiver. That way I'm not going to pay for your medical bill. Look, been down this road 452,000 times. And I'm not paying anybody's medical bills anymore. You got to sign a waiver saying you're going to cover your own medical bill when I'm done with you. All right? Just saying. Not sure what you mean about passing kidney stones. I don't know. I haven't had mushrooms in 14 years. Nano Yes says, yes, you're stuck out there, then you need to walk inside. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I fish in the rain a lot. Now, look, I got electronics, so if it really did rain, I would go inside. But if I was fishing and it started a gentle, I fished in the rain so many times I couldn't tell you. Now, I don't like to fish when it's lightning. I have fishing in snowstorms. I have fishing in all kinds of weather. So I'm not afraid of the weather. And some of the best days I've had fishing is when it's been raining, when all the other fisher people packed their shit and left because they were cowards. They weren't brave enough to deal with the weather. I had mushrooms on a pizza about 2 or 3 months ago. It was really good. I miss having mushrooms. I really do. I like mushrooms on pizza. My brother Johnny called me today. He's picking up, he was stopping by Walmart where he lives. Hummingbirds are back, picking up a vegan pizza that he said was really good because his wife's vegan. So he was stopping at Walmart to pick up this one particular vegan pizza. He said it was good. Tim says, I hate the rain. It depresses and irritates my back. Yeah. Here in the central part of America, the barometric pressure, when it changes, affects me here. But if I'm like down in the Gulf of America or over in the Philippines, it doesn't, the pressure doesn't change, doesn't bother me. But this part of America, this lateral line here, yeah. Sorry, Stingbug. I must have missed something. I must have missed something. You're explaining to Patrick how it happened? All right. Well, if you feel disrespected, I don't know what to tell you. Remember, it is what it is. No disrespect meant it. If you can't take a joke, you can't take a joke. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It's okay. You know me, I am very happy to let everybody be who they want to be, how they want to be. You know, if you're happy, you're happy. If you're not, you're not. I'm in a great mood. I've had a great day. I've been super, super busy accomplishing nothing. You know, I got this great plan of all these things I need to do that I've been working on, and I've been doing nothing. Alcohol. All right. Well, give them your advice. I'm sure everybody appreciates everybody's advice. So whatever advice you want to give Patrick, I'm sure Patrick is here to hear you. You asked about, I like mushrooms. You don't like mushrooms? And alcohol. I don't know about alcohol. Were we talking about alcohol? That one I can't remember. Because I was willing to give this guy advice. All right. Well, if you want to talk about alcohol, we can. I don't remember us talking about alcohol. But I like alcohol. I do. Alcohol is good. Tim says, I have yet to find a pizza place that has anchovies. Well, Tim, I really, 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 really hope you never find a place that puts anchovies on a pizza. It's kind of like, I don't mind the Hawaiian pizza, to be honest. It's not one of my favorites by any stretch. But I do not think pizza should have pineapple on it. I don't think pizza should have anchovies. And I don't think pizza should be a white sauce, you know? But I can deal with the pineapple on a pizza, but I can't do little baby fishies, you know, on a pizza. I don't know, I just can't do that. I can't do it. I tried to make pork adobo pizza one time, and basically it just turned out to be kind of gross. But I made pork adobo and made a pizza crust and then baked it. And my wife ate it, but she didn't really, you know, enjoy it. Tim says, I use alcohol to sanitize my hands. I don't really sanitize my hands, to be honest. I wash my hands a lot every day. I probably wash my hands 20 or 30 times a day. I wash my hands a lot. We go through a lot of soap. Now, they may be antibacterial soap, but I don't use alcohol on my hands to wash them. I just don't. I don't want to be, it dries my skin out, and I'm not as pretty looking with my dry hands. So I found some really good soap at Sam's Club that we really like, and we buy it, and it lasts a long time, but we do it that way. We like those. You know, I found my dad's body besides alcohol, and you asked if I'm drinking. All right, Stinkbug, you're going down some weird-ass road tonight, so maybe go out and take a walk and enjoy yourself. I don't know where you're going. I don't care where you're going. I don't know anything about your father. I don't know anything about you. Take a chill, go take a walk, and enjoy your day. All right? Good boy. My brother died of alcoholism. Been there, done that. Alcoholics in the family. If you can't handle alcohol, that's not my problem. That's your problem. If you get offended because people talk about religion, race, alcohol, or drugs, that's on you. It's not on us. All right? So I excuse you from tonight's lecture. You may take a pass on tonight's lecture, go down to the hall and see if they're having a history lesson on the Civil War or the frontier. Maybe the frontier. I took a class in frontier history that I just loved. I still have the book from my frontier history class. Love it, love it, love it. Love that class. It was so much fun taking a class in frontier history. Dude asking me if I am drunk. And then the backside real quick. All right, whatever. Go away, stink bug. You're stupid. You're an idiot. You're probably drunk. I didn't ask you if you were drunk. Now I'm getting the feeling that you probably are drunk. And that's okay, because we accept everybody on this channel. But if you don't like it here, go away. Period. Got it? All right, moving on. I really enjoyed frontier history. You know, one of the most common, what is the most, and see, if anybody gets this right, I personally will send you a topless photo of myself if you get this right. What was the most common way that cowboys died in the Old West or in the frontier? What was the most common way that people died? If anybody gets it right, you get a free topless photo of me. I'm just saying. You can't beat that with an ugly stick, everybody. I miss going to school. Does anybody, I know, I grew, I spent my life in higher education and I loved it, a lot of it. I miss being around smart people, or people that are learning, people that are excited about education. I really do. I got to admit, that's why I'm really excited right now. My wife is going back to school online, and I am very, very excited for her. I can see in her that she's excited about things and all of this good stuff. She's excited, she's learning, she's growing. She's starting to get to that point in her subject line that is starting to become a challenge. Because my wife is really, really smart. So, dysentery and to be. Oh, no, Tim, you're close, but no. No. No, tuberculosis and dysentery. No, they were not the most common way that people in the frontier died. Was not at all. Cowboys. Ooh. And my hummingbirds are going crazy tonight. I think they're on drugs. Woo, you see that hummingbird almost killed me. But I'm really excited that my wife's excited about school. She's studying, she's learning. She's to that point where it's a little challenging because my wife is super smart. I mean, she can read people's body language. She can pick up on behavior. And of course, she is a woman, so she remembers every damn thing in the God's creation. We all hate this as husbands when our wife says, I remember that you said this back 27 years ago on a Thursday at 7:30 p.m. What? What are you talking about? I never did that. So, there you go. I don't know. My wife is great. She's studying. I'm excited for her. I talked to another good friend of ours today on the internet, Charles Sanders, Saute Sanders. I had a video call with him, and I sent him a link to Coursera because, I told him, said, hey, maybe because his wife's Filipina too. She's a dual citizen now, so congratulations to her. She's a dual citizen. And I sent him a link to Coursera saying, hey, there's a lot of cool little things that people can study to get certificates in that can help them get a better paying job. So very cool, very cool. I know most people don't get excited about education like I do, but sorry, but I do get excited about education. I like it. I like it that way. So, you guys want to see the moon? I'll show you the moon tonight. If the hummingbirds don't kill us. What do you think of the moon? Ooh, what do you guys... So here's the question. Is there intelligent life on the moon? Is the moon really a hard structure like a rock? Or is the moon, as some people think, hollow inside? And maybe it's made out of metal and people live in it, or aliens, some creatures, let's say creatures. Creatures live in it and they are using it as a way to spy on the planet. Because we are the aliens that they put onto this planet. So we are a parasite of the planet, and those alien beings in the moon up there are watching us and taking care of us and spying on us. So what do you guys think? Does anybody believe? What do you think about the moon? I mean, and I know there's a lot, I've been watching a lot of flat earther shit lately, and I've been finding that kind of funny too. But I don't know. What do you think? Is the moon hollow? Patrick says, you like that? Looks cool, doesn't it? Looks nice. It's a nice night out, Patrick. I mean, we're getting a nice little breeze coming up. Nice clouds. Me and my dog Lily, wherever my dog Lily went. Oh, oh, my dog Lily's itching her paw. You guys want to see my dog Lily? Here's my dog Lily. Lily! Lily! What are you doing? Are you hiding? We have to give Lily eye drops every day. She has a condition that's rare, very rare to dachshunds. She has a condition of dry eyes, believe it or not, and we have to give her dry eyes every day. Shed 2553 is in the house. I see in all your films. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love when people watch my films. Now, they were never technically my films. I was just part of them. You know, I was just a bit player, a stunt double in some cases. They really weren't my films, but thank you for the acknowledgement. You and King Kong, I didn't do King Kong. No, you're thinking of somebody else. There is no intelligent life on the moon. I have not moved there yet. Oh, but anyway, my dog Lily, my big fat wiener dog Lily, we got to give her eye drops. And she doesn't necessarily like it. And we keep the eye drops in a little basket on the ottoman in our living room, right? And so she knows that she gets her eye drops after Lorelai wakes up, right? And so when Lorelai wakes up, if Lorelai goes to reach towards that basket, Lily will bury her head, dig a tunnel in the furniture, under the furniture, and try to hide so Lorelai won't give her eye drops. Funny thing is, she doesn't do that to me, but she does that to my wife. It's kind of funny. We've done some little video snippets of her trying to hide, and then she pretends that she's dead. The dog pretends, I can't hear you. I don't know what you're talking about. You can poke her in the butt. She won't move. She won't do anything. She acts like she's dead. She's going to believe she's invisible, and then we'll just go away and leave her alone. My favorite film was Planet of the Apes series in the 1970s. I agree. I like the original Planet of the Apes better than the modern ones. I do, but you know, what was that? What was this famous saying in the Planet of the Apes? That you damn dirty ape. Was that the saying? Was that the famous line from that movie? I like them too. You know, I watch a lot of older movies. I just got done watching like Walking Tall. You know, Buford Pusser, sheriff out of Tennessee. One of my favorite movies. We watched it as a kid at the drive-thru, and I enjoyed watching it the other day, rewatching it. Now they did sanitize it. You know, took out the good parts because it was on TV. Damn dirty human. I think it was damn dirty ape. I like it. I like it. And I like the end part where they show that they're on the same planet. They're on planet Earth. It's just not the same planet Earth that they were on before, right? So it's really cool. But I got to watch that the other day. I watched Walking Tall, brought me back to my youth days. A lot of fun watching that movie. Really good movie. Really good movie for the time. Hummingbirds are going crazy tonight. But I don't know if I truly have a favorite movie. I really don't know if I have a favorite movie. I just don't. I've learned to grow to watch a lot of war movies. I kind of seem to enjoy John Wayne war movies more so than like Clint Eastwood war movies, even though I think his movies are better. They're more violent, they're better, they're more entertaining. My sister has a Newfoundland dog, and the dog will bring his eye drops. Holy shit and butt farts. Shit. My dog won't do anything like that, Tim. Won't bring the eye. My dog won't do anything at all. You know, my dog plays dead. Not when we ask it to, but when it thinks it's in trouble, it just goes. It sticks to the ground like a frog. You know what I mean? So, our Lily doesn't do anything. Now, our Lily's good about waking me up at 6 a.m. so they can eat food, but no. Now, when my dog Daisy was alive, I told you guys all, when I would have nightmares due to the coma, my dogs would wake me up from the nightmares. And they did that a lot. That was part of the reasons I'm still here. So, but she passed away last year, I guess. But dogs are amazing what they can do, how they sense things. Lily, we always thought Lily had the ability to be kind of like a doctor. Our dog Lily could kind of tell when you weren't feeling well. It's amazing how dogs know or they can sense when humans feel good or they don't feel bad or they don't feel good. You know, they kind of can figure this out. They kind of know that's a fly on my camera. There you go. Well, the Newfoundland dog is a big dog, right? Is that not like a 120-pound doogie, a big doogie? I saw a thing the other day about thinking about movies and Clint Eastwood, by the way, where it talked about they wanted to make the last Clint Eastwood movie. You guys want to watch The Hummingbird some more? So the last Dirty Harry movie that Clint Eastwood made, he apparently did not want to make it, and so he didn't want to make the last Dirty Harry movie because he thought it was just redundant, wasn't anything special. He kind of burned out on it, I guess. So he told the studio that because they kept harping him and all of that. So he told the studio, okay, I will make it, but one, you got to pay me this extremely large sum of money, like $15 million for that time of the year, time in life. And two, I get 50% of the profits. And I get to keep some of these, all this weird shit, because he didn't want to make the movie. And to his surprise, his son was talking about this. To his surprise, they met every one of his arguments or his conditions. And of course, the Dirty Harry franchise is one of the greatest franchises in movie history. So just kind of funny how some of that works. That little hummingbird, his name is Hummingbird. I need to get that cardboard out of there. We usually have 2 or 3 hummingbirds, but I don't know, I only got one today. Whoop, there he goes. This is what my dog does. That's the dog. Lily. Hey. Hey. Lily. You want a treat? Yeah? You want a treat? We'll go in the house and get one. She knows what the T word is. Oh, she's like, no, you're lying. She's like, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're lying to me. Patrick, what did you have for dinner? Patrick always cooks something really good for dinner. I had cod, beer battered cod, and a few hush puppies for my dinner tonight. What does Patrick have for dinner, I wonder? He probably has something good to taste. I don't know about Ken, what Ken had or not. Oh, man. I like movies. I wonder what the greatest. What do you think the internet says was the greatest movie of all time? Crap. I'm gonna ask the internet a question. Pat says I had green beans. Ooh, I like French style green beans, Patrick. You had potatoes. Don't like onions. Pork. Bacon. Oh, okay. I see. You had onions and potatoes. Oh, that's nice. Hamburger helper. Ooh, and leftover barbecue chicken. Wow. Best movie ever made. Oh, by the way, the most common way for cowboys to die in the frontier was not to be shot, was not disease, but was to fall off of their horse. More cowboys died falling off of their horses than anything. Now, maybe they could have been drunk. I don't know. They could have been a drinking. But they died a lot in cattle drives. When we studied that, the stats showed that a lot of them died during cattle drives. But cowboys falling off their horses was the most common way for them to die. I asked the great internet. Ken says broccoli, cauliflower, squash, carrots, and pork. Why are you eating so healthy, Ken? Broccoli? I like broccoli. Cauliflower's okay. Squash is okay. Carrots is okay. Pork, all right, you know. Did you douse it down in like butter and pepper and put some cheese on it and all that good stuff? Sounds good, it does. So I asked the internet, what was the greatest movie of all time? You know what it says? Of course, that's open up to debate. But The Shawshank Redemption and The Godfather and Citizen Kane are the top three highly regarded movies of all times. Did you know that? Do you believe that? Do you? I did watch The Godfather the other day. 1 and 2. I haven't watched part 3, but I've watched 1 and 2. Again. It was a little butter on the veggies. Good. At least you got butter. I had butter on my waffle today. I like butter. I'm thinking about learning. I know how to do it. Let me take that back. Here's something I found out the other day, or I realized the other day. So I do try to buy this healthy bread from Walmart, right? You know, I think it's Healthy Choice or I don't know, oat grain bread. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. Petrick Farm, something like that. But it's honey, nut, and grain bread, supposed to be, you know, good and healthy bread. Well, here's my problem. And now I'm thinking about making my own bread. Starting to make homemade bread again. So I bought it and I left it on the counter. I forgot about it. I forgot we had any bread. And then I realized, and I wanted to make a peanut butter sandwich, right? And I got the bread. I'm like, oh yeah, we got bread. And then I looked at it. I looked at the tag on the date on the little tag, and the bread was 2 weeks old, sitting on my kitchen counter. But it had no mold on it. It looked perfectly like I just got it from Walmart that day. I ate it, and it didn't make me sick or kill me. But in 2 weeks, and then it took me another week to finish eating that bread or more. So I had a loaf of bread from Walmart that lasted without turning into mold for about 3 to 3.5 weeks. I don't think that's right. I think there's something wrong with that bread. You gotta have butter, Ken. I'm telling you. I don't agree with the movies. Tim says, you know what? I don't agree with what the internet says. What would you rank as your favorite or your best movie, Tim? So I'm starting to be a little disturbed by the bread situation that I got at Walmart. You know, I'm like, but I like the way it tastes. But a loaf of bread, it shouldn't last you 3.5 weeks, should it? Shouldn't it go bad like in a week? Patrick's a good old country boy. Patrick, how long should a fresh loaf of bread last you before it gets all moldy? Well, it does make you wonder. And this is supposed to be the good, healthy stuff, you know? It's supposed to be made out of words that you can pronounce, you know? It's like $5 a loaf, you know? It's expensive bread. We buy the best bread there is, you know, kind of. But to last 3.5 weeks on my counter, oh man, I'm a little disturbed. Dennis is in the house. 3 days, Dennis says bread should only last 3 days. It's all poison, yes. Maybe that's why I am the way I am. Hello, Dennis, Tim says. Hello, Dennis. Everybody say hi to Dennis. Hello, Tim and Pat. Dennis says 3 days is out. Isn't that scary? It took me to finish that loaf of bread, and it never went bad. It didn't dry out. It didn't get moldy. You know, it smelled the same from start to finish. So and I like bread. So now I'm really starting to wonder, man, I don't think I ought to buy bread anymore. Maybe I ought to just go ahead and start making bread at home again. You know, I haven't made it in 30 years, but I used to make homemade bread. Because that's a little disturbing, isn't it? Dennis, how are you tonight, my friend? Have you been working your LC and RCs lately? RC, arm candy? ACs and LCs. Good to see you. We're, you want to, I got a little cheese whiz for you, Dennis, if you want. Yeah, it belongs right up there with the Twinkies that last 35 years or 100 years that can't be destroyed, and the McDonald's hamburgers that never rot and dissolve or anything. All fast food is that way. I mean, fast food doesn't dissolve. Have you noticed that? I don't care what. You go to Taco Bell, get some of their food and leave it out. You know, and here's the bad thing. A lot of times, you know the food is really bad when the flies won't even eat it. Buy a McDonald's cheeseburger, let it sit for 7 days, and it stays the same. It does. Well, pause for now. My live stream, pick it up when I am done. All right, Ken. Enjoy your evening. But you know it's really bad. Remember, I saw that video. Spill the beans. I will. I saw this video the other day about the guy who puts grocery store vegetables out for the deer to eat in his woods, and they won't eat it. But if he puts something fresh from his garden, they will eat it. So he buys cucumber. He did an experiment. Cucumbers from Walmart, cucumbers from his garden, side by side. The animals would eat the fresh cucumbers from his garden. They wouldn't touch Walmart's cucumbers. Need some gossip? Oh, yes. All right. So and I texted my wife earlier to remind her about this. So tomorrow what we're doing is we're going to go live and I'm going to do live in the morning, Saturday morning, this morning. Then, of course, when Lorelai gets up, we're going to go to the Barrio Festival. And maybe I'll see if I can find you a single Filipina at the Barrio Festival. And we're going to go there and hang out for a couple of hours, not real long. I don't want to be gone forever. And then we're coming home and Lorelai has a friend over. Now and I think I told you a little bit about this last night. So the friend that's coming over tomorrow to cook and eat Filipino food, her and her daughter, is the old lady that was seeing my really old friend, but she couldn't go anywhere. Remember? My old friend broke up with her so that he could date a girl that he could go and take on traveling. So that girl that he broke up with somehow has decided, out of the blue, we haven't seen them in 18 months, and they're going to come over tomorrow night. And I told Lorelai, I said, now look, more than likely that girl wants to come here, since they don't ever come here, and she wants to talk to you about our friend who broke up with her so that he could date other girls that could do more activities. So I told her tonight, I messaged her and said, hey, just remember, because she confirmed with me that they're coming tomorrow night to eat Filipino food. So I told her, now I reminded her, look, if they bring up our friend, just tell them you haven't seen him, and all you know is that he's been doing a lot of traveling up north. Because I don't want to get us involved in this drama. I'm not hooking them back up. And there's a couple things. I'm not going to inflate my friend's ego. I'm not going to blow his ego up by saying, hey, that girl really wants you. That girl wants you. She wants us to tell you to call. I'm not doing any of that shit. One, it will make his head swell so goddamn big, he would float higher than a hot air balloon. I don't want to do that. Two, I don't want to get involved in it. Tim, the animals don't like the wax on the vegetables. That is very true. Very true. We don't like the wax on the vegetables. They need to quit putting the wax on the vegetables. Doctors, oh my, tell them he died. Well, that's not a bad thought. So I know that's why they're coming over. There has to be a reason after all of these many months. And they really don't necessarily, I mean, the daughter who's Lorelai's age, the mother, that's her mother who's coming over with the daughter. I don't know if she really likes Lorelai or not. We're not drunks and partiers like they are. But I got a feeling that's why the mama wants to come over so bad. Because she's hoping that maybe I'll be here and she can ask about Baldy or Lorelai. Because I plan on being busy tomorrow night. So I got some internet stuff I need to do. And I also can go out and work in the garage. So I'm going to try to avoid them. When they get here, I'm going to meet and greet them, of course, and be nice. But I'm going to bug out. I'm going to let them hang out in the kitchen and do whatever they're going to do. And David's going to be busy doing other shit. Well, there you go. That's the latest gossip on that. We're still having, my wife said they're still having big issues with their friend in the Philippines whose sister's in a faraway land who won't send money home. And I guess she got a message today saying they're desperate. Whatever. Yeah, good for him. Don't wait for any woman schedule, especially for footing the bill. Yeah, well, the current girlfriend that he broke up with, I told you she was all about what she could get out of my friend. But my friend, I'm going to be honest, my friend is a great guy, but he's dumb as a rock. He likes to brag about how rich he is. And he has a lot of money, way more money than I ever would have. But he likes to show off and brag. And so I've tried to tell him nicely and quietly, look, if you don't want people picking your pocket, quit telling them you have money in your pocket. But he can't do that. So this last girl from, I don't know, Jamaica or El Salvador or Mexico or somewhere, wherever the hell she was from, she basically wanted him to spend money fixing up her house, taking her places. Maybe they even she wanted him to take her back to wherever she's from. And then, of course, the big issue was she thought he should buy her a car. And then here's the other big issue that happened with that couple, with him and her, was my friend went up north where his children live, and they had some business to take care of. And I guess he told her, said, hey, I got to go up north. I got to go to my children's house. I got to tell my children about some adjustments I made to my will to where some of these monies are, blah, blah, blah. And he should never told her that. And so she asked, okay, well, that's great, but what's going to happen to me when you die? Now, they've only been dating a year. They're not married. They've just been dating a year. So she asked him, said, okay, great, but where do I fit into your financial picture? What's going to happen to me when you die? And I guess it took it would have, took you back, right? And go, what the hell do you mean? We've only been dating a year. What the hell? You're not part of my financial plan. And I guess that finally woke him up to the concept that this girl was just after him for money, right? Patrick says, well, she can hit the streets. She can. But then again, she's not a good woman. But then again, my friend is dumb as a rock. He's one of those type of personalities that would land in the Philippines, pull his wallet out, and walk around with it in his hand, right? And when you do that, you get what you're asking for, right? That's not good. It's not, but we know it. We know this is how it works. We do. And my friend's a good guy, and he's a helpful guy, and he doesn't mind doing little things. But he told me that he wound up spending a couple $1,000 fixing her electrical at her house, getting something fixed at her yard, fixing her garage door. Like, oh, yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's sucking you off and getting you to, fix the house. There you go. Because I hate to tell you this. You guys may not realize this. But even 100-year-old men like a BJ once in a while. I'm just saying. So a little bit of that goes a long ways when you're that old. Just a saying, right? But now he's woken up. Hopefully he doesn't go back to her because he's bored. He did tell me the other day that he went to the Moose Lodge to go dancing. Had a good time, met some girls. Girls. He met some 80-year-old women at the Moose Lodge. But yes, telling you that, and we introduced him to this particular Filipina that's coming over Saturday, and it didn't work out because she's an indentured servant into the house. But I don't want to introduce him to him. I don't want to get involved in that type of drama. I mean, he can figure it out. He can figure it out. Because, like now, these people are going to come to our house tomorrow. Which is okay. They're not bad people, So, but that's typical, right? Very typical, That's guy Stinkbug in here earlier who was mad at me again. I remember him now. He got really, Patrick, if you remember this, Stinkbug got really mad at us one time on MJ's channel. I think he has kind of like a mental health thing going on with him. I like him. He's a good guy, I can tell. But maybe he has some kind of mental health issue. But I guess apparently he was dating a couple Filipinos who just wanted his money too. So, number one rule, you got to watch for the money. Don't become an ATM, become an AC instead. Yeah, you don't want to become an ATM. Once you open, and I try, and look, and to be honest, I told my friend this. I told him, because I know his personality is to kind of brag about how rich he is, how much money he has. That, he bought another new truck the other day, right? And he paid cash for it. Well, so of course he had to go run around the countryside telling everybody in God's creation, "Oh yeah, I just bought my new truck. I paid cash for it." Why would you do these things? You're trying to attract, right? And you're going to attract the wrong people around you. Pat says, "Timothy, you are correct, my brother. Yes, you are. And if they ask you for money, come on. It's a gigantic red flag. Thinking of red flag, that big red cardinal just flew by me, almost killed me. My cardinals are here tonight. Dennis, you missed the hummingbirds. We had a whole bunch of hummingbirds a minute ago. So my advice to every man is keep that wallet closed, put it in your front pocket, and don't show it. Don't talk about it. And I really believe that. I thought I was giving him really good advice, about, hey, I know you're divorced now and blah, 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 and you want to go out there and try to impress women, but I'm just telling you, the best thing you can do is nothing like that. Nothing. Don't do anything like that, okay? Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. Keep talking, he'll be getting robbed big time. Well, he will, and the sad thing is, he's a very smart guy. I mean, he really is. He's a country boy, but he's a smart country boy. You know what I mean? He's made a lot of money in land deals, but he just can't keep himself from wanting people to envy him. He's a really good guy, and I admire him in a lot of ways, but I've tried to work. What's really weird is, he's twice my age, and I feel like I'm his mentor. I feel like I'm his mentor, but he's twice my age. It's just kind of kooky. He's easy prey because he makes himself easy prey, right? Look, I know women look at me and think I'm easy prey just because I'm damn handsome, but yeah, well, the good news is the criminal element, besides the women, yes. Luckily, he runs into circles where he doesn't really expose himself to the criminal element. I agree. Now, his children are just biting at the bit for him to die. They are just tickled to death that dad is getting old. They're going to both inherit a nice windfall, very nice windfall. So they're very, very excited about it. So much so that I'll tell you another funny part about it is, so much so that for about 25 years, his children never talked to them, never talked to him. They got a divorce from the mother many thousands of years ago. So for a long time, his children hated him, right? But then I guess they decided, when they saw some Facebook stuff, that how good of a life he was living and in Arkansas, and they also heard from other family members that how good he was doing, they decided to reach out to good old dad. And then they came down for a visit and realized how much money good old dad has, and now they're all best friends. But you can't tell him that's why they're doing it, because that would hurt his feelings and he wouldn't believe it. He wants to believe and have the fantasy that his children have woken up. They've had the epiphany that mama is a stinking smelly whore and dad is an angel sent from God. Is what, you can't tell them anything, and that's okay. And that's okay. That's why Lorelai and I are both broke and we have no children. We have no children to suck us off, to suck off of us. That's wrong wording, wasn't it? But, and that's one of the big debates that I have in my mind. I really have this debate financially. I want Lorelai to be taken care of when I'm dead. And I promise you, look, I know I say this and you guys may blow this off, but, I think it hit home for Lorelai about a few weeks ago before she started her classes. She was telling me, because she's 40 now, right? We had the big 40th birthday party because she's getting old, right? And she said, you know, I don't know if I'm going to have a big 50-year birthday party because it's a waste of money. And I told her, I said, well, I highly recommend that you don't do that. Instead, you go on a trip of your dreams. And I told her, I said, 99%, I told her, I said, you need to understand that I am 99.9% sure that I will not be here to see your 50th birthday. So you got to prepare yourself for that. And that includes your plan for your 50th birthday. And so maybe that's hope to motivate her to go to school so that she can financially support herself. But we don't have anybody to leave our money to. So, you know, I mean, Lorelei's nieces and nephews and all of that are in the Philippines, and they pretty much hate us unless we give them money. You know, everybody hates us. Everybody hates us unless we give them money. And I don't want to give them money. I don't know who to give. If Lorelei died, I would never get remarried. And when I died, if it was just me, now I have no clue who I would let anything go to. I really don't. I mean, I used to have a plan before I met Lorelei, but now I don't have that plan. And I don't want to redo the plan. The plan is not in my head anymore. Send me with her. Ozzy's in the house. Good day, Ozzy. How my friend? How are you in the great Northeast? Dennis likes it. So who do we leave our money to? Or who would I give my shit to? You know? I don't know. It's a weird. I don't want the state of Arkansas or the state of Florida to get it, so I have to make this happen. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But I will. But Lorelei will outlive me by far. So that's what we're planning for. Ozzy's doing good, my friend. Good to see you, Ozzy. Ozzy's in the house. Everybody say hello to Ozzy. Pat says hello, Ozzy. Ozzy, what did you have to eat today? We were talking about food earlier. Patrick and Ken and a few other people had really good food. I just had like a cracker. I can only afford a cracker. So I had a cracker. Not even cheese on a cracker, but a cracker. I don't even have any cheese in the house. It's amazing to me that I don't have cheese in the house. Maybe that's why I was dreaming of cheese on the cruise ship. I had a dream. I had a dream about our October cruise. I really had a dream about it. Where I get up, I go get my bacon, my cheese, and my fruit and sit and look at the ocean. How horrible is that? When you're dreaming that you're going to get to eat bacon and cheese and fruit on a cruise ship. I must be pathetic. Ozzy says hello to you. I had lasagna. Ooh, I like lasagna. As long as it doesn't have too much fennel in it, I love lasagna. Pat is dropping the link to his videos. He did some videos earlier. Check out my cooking video. I sent my link. He dropped his link to his cooking video he did. I love lasagna. Here's something you may not know about me. I know everybody knows what I look like naked, but you may not know this about me. For my senior art project in ceramics class, because I'm not an artist, I suck at art. I can't draw a disfigured stick figured. I can't do it. I can't draw anything. I suck at it. Remember, I told you when I was in art class, when I was like a junior in art class, I made an art collage of my art teacher getting burned up because she was a cigarette smoker. So I made this great big collage with her picture in it and it being lit on fire and these cigarettes coming out of everywhere being smoky and fiery. And then I didn't get invited back to class. But my ceramics class in my senior, I made a dish of lasagna because my teacher knew I sucked at art. I couldn't make shit. So, but she knew I liked to cook. And then she said, hey, you know what? It's under my discretion. Why don't you make something and bring it in and that'll be your final project? And great, so I made homemade lasagna from scratch. Dennis says, you know, I'm just trying to help you out. Well, you can have Lorelei. You know, somebody will need to support Lorelei's purses. You know, her purse habit, her jewelry habit after I die. So I'm just saying. YouTube says I can't open the link, Patrick. Ozzy says, all right. But I made a lasagna for my senior ceramics class art project, believe it or not. I did. And it was homemade from scratch. Everything from scratch. I made the pasta from scratch. I mean, everything. Pat says, okay, I understand. Yeah, maybe you're putting the link in, but it looks active. It looks blue, so it looks active. If you guys didn't know, on my phone, you guys are white now. You're no longer blue, which I'm really happy about. You guys are white, and you got a blue shield out by your name versus being blue in somebody else's chat. So I'm really happy about that. So Ozzy, how is the work on the house going next door? Are you getting things done on your house, on the house? Doing good? Nice, nice, nice. Are you excited about coming to Branson, Missouri in October? It's going to be fun. Dennis is coming. Dennis is going to be bringing a whole bunch of women. Dennis said he's going to go to Brazil, no, Colombia, and he's going to, or Mexico. Maybe he's going to go out Colombia first. Then he's going to stop in Mexico. He's going to load up his private jet full of hot honeys, and he's going to come down to come up to Branson, Missouri in October and hang out with us. Long day staining everything. Are you high? Did you get high staining? Did you have plenty of ventilation? You didn't have a confined space, did you? All these little gnats flying around. Yeah, I got some staining to do in the garage too. So when these girls come over tomorrow night that are Filipina to hang out with my wife and eat food, I got a little bit of computer work to be done. If I don't get it done by the time they get here, I'm going to go out in the garage and finish working on that cabinet I've been working on. And I got to get some staining done on it. So I might get high tomorrow too. You never know. I may just get hot. Oh, you're doing it all outside? Oh, well, that takes the fun out of it, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing things inside of a confined space. It's okay. You can do things inside of a confined space. So, but I got that bathroom cabinet that got ripped out from the flood. I'm rebuilding it, and I mean, I'm talking about making it a lot stronger. But I got a top for it made out of wood. So I got to get that put on, get everything moved into place. I need to get the doors and drawers on it, and get it in place. So if the weather's like this tomorrow, if I got the energy, if my back's not hurting, my legs aren't crying, when those girls are here singing karaoke, I may go out in my garage. The polyurethane in the garage. There you go, man. You only live once. You know, don't be shy about living once, right? It's what we got to think about. At our age, I am a big believer in this, everybody. And I don't know what you guys think about this. But it's like when you get to a certain age, shouldn't you just quit worrying about chasing the mythical dragon called good health and just enjoy your life? If you want to smoke, smoke. If you want to drink, drink. If you want to chase women, chase women. Pat, is your cooking video on your... It is. It's on his channel, Ozzy. It is. It is. Right? And so I'm really big on that. I'm to that point with my wife a little bit. I'm getting a little frustrated. And I know she means well because she doesn't want me to kill over dead. But, you know, I kind of get tired of chasing that mythical dragon called good health. Because I think it's a myth and it's not going to happen. So it's like the other day, she's like, oh, you got to be careful about your Gatorade. And I'm like, why? Who gives a shit? Who cares how much Gatorade I drink? My kidneys are already fucked, right? I take drugs. I get evaluated every 6 months. So what? It's not easy for me to stain anything. That's good. That's good. I know what you mean, though. I was just thinking of something funny because I watched a cartoon video earlier. I'm not good at staining either. I gotta admit, I would love to be a woodworker. I think people that can build shit are, and I watch a lot of videos of people making crap. My God, it blows my mind how they can do this. And you know, the YouTube channels where they make those resin tables that looks like an ocean or a river with these great pieces of dark walnut or oak or whatever it is. Man, I wish I could do that. Dennis knew where I was going with that. Dennis says, I can stain my shorts and her shorts at the same time. I just prefer taking the shorts off. It's easier, Dennis. The dragon is guarding the unicorn. Correct. That's correct. I mean, I'm really got to the point where good health is a myth. Tomo says, hello. Good to see you, Tomo. How are you tonight or morning? How are you? What's going on in your world? I hope you're doing well today. If you like straight talk, real talk, smart, highly intelligent, and good-looking people, you've come to the right live stream. You have to embrace the outstanding people of this live stream. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. But I need to get that cabinet. I need to get the section where I'm going to put it cleared out, put it in its place, because it's starting to get really heavy. And I'm going to put the top on in place and then build everything back around it because it's starting to get heavy. Pat says, I'll be right back. I got to go outside and see if I can piss out some kidney stones. I'm ad-libbing for Pat. Ad-libbing. I will tell you, I know this is a weird thing to say, but pissing out kidney stones, as much as it hurt, was one of the best feelings ever, isn't it? Have you ever had kidney stones? So before you piss them out, it's worse. It's like ungodly. But once they're gone, it's like, oh my God, we're all coming to Jesus. Holy shit and butt farts. It's the best thing ever. Ozzy says, I have a hankering for a cigarette once in a while, but I know I would be right back to chain smoking. Okay. And my point is, if you don't want to chain smoke, then there you go. But the damage is already done. I do believe, here's something I ask. Because, and I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. But how many people have we known? Because I look back at my history and go, damn, this is very odd. How many people have you known, I've known, that have been heavy, heavy, heavy smokers, right? And then when they quit, shortly therefore after, they're diagnosed with cancer. Isn't that kind of weird how that happens? After the age 50, people are like classic cars, but at least you can get parts for the cars. Yes. Yes, you can get parts for cars, not for humans. The doctors are lying to you. American medical is a scam, I'm telling you. I'm convinced. We're all being suckered, we're all being scammed. We are. We're all made, I do believe the drug company, their job is to keep us sick, not to heal us. So Tim likes that. Ozzy likes that, Tim. What kind of classic car would you be, Tim? I know what I would be. What kind of classic car, would you be? Ozzy, Dennis, everybody. Patrick, when you get back from peeing, what kind of classic car would you be? That's a great question. Man, I got to think about that one. But I have two classic cars in my head. Because maybe I have dual personalities. Maybe I have split personalities. So there's two different cars that I think suits my personality. One would be like a 1969 Mach 1 Mustang, green with black, fits me. And the other one would be like a 80s Mercedes convertible two-door. One of those kind of long, low things. Yeah, I know, Dennis. They don't care about us. They don't. The medical world doesn't really care about us. The goal is the money. It's not about the individual. They truly want us to keep us hooked on drugs, keep us sick, so we keep coming back and buying their product. They don't want to heal us. Well, that's what I mean, Tim. Doesn't it seem kind of that way? I can't tell you how many people I know that quit smoking, then died of cancer, therefore after fairly quickly, within a year or two. I think that's really weird and how that happens. So I don't know if anybody's ever scientifically studied it, but maybe there is a cause and effect there. I don't know. Ozzy would be the 1969 Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors. What color? Blue? Ted from Boho is in the house. I'd be a 1969 Z28 Camaro. That's a nice car. 69 Z28 Camaro is a nice car. Tim, I would want a 1930 Duesenberg. Wow, you feel like a 1932 Duesenberg? No money and curing illness. You're correct. If you fix the water leak, there's no money in repairing the water leak, right? So we got to keep the water leaking, so to speak. Blue with the white top, nice. The Mercedes I want, it would be blue with tan interior, right? Blue on blue with tan interior. The Mach 1 Mustang would be the green with the black stripe with the black interior. I want two. And if I won the lottery tomorrow after I hired a personal assistant to walk around and pick up after me, I would go buy those cars. Ozzy had one of his dream cars, or what he thinks he would be. His person reflects his personality. I had a couple of Mustangs, convertible Mustangs, but they weren't the Mach 1. I like the Mach 1. There was something that when I was a young man, when I was just an itty bitty young man, a neighbor had one, and I got in it, and I sat there, and he said, "Start it, boy." I started that car up, and woo-wee, holy shit and butt farts. After that moment, sitting in that black leather interior, that dark green, those black stripes, and those louvers on the side windows, and on the back window had the metal louvers. Yeah. We win the lottery, we're going to go get us one. I don't know if I'll ever drive it, but we're going to go get one. Just saying. And if I couldn't get the green, I'd go with the gold. Well, there you go. That's nice. So and you know, the Mercedes always impresses me. It reminds me of one of those, I can't remember what those boats are called that were made back in the 20s and 30s that are made out of wood, you know, like a wood runabout boat that you see. The classic Mercedes convertible that's kind of long in the 80s, 82, 83, 80s, reminds me of those very classic boats, and that's why I like them. Square body Chevy trucks, Chevy is trying to make some of their new trucks look like the old trucks from the 70s. Have you noticed that? They've done the panels and the graphics like they were back in the 70s. Some of them look okay. Some of them look stupid, but some of them actually look pretty cool. Ted says, sold my 69 Camaro right before I came to the Philippines. Sacrifices had to be made, Ted, for pleasure, right? For paradise, you got to give up something. What is you got to pave a parking lot to get paradise? No, you got to, remember that song? You got to, no, they paved over paradise to get a parking lot. That doesn't quite fit. Do you regret, and here's the questions. Was giving up your favorite car worth being in the Philippines? Tim likes the white first generation Shelby Cobra. Hell, I couldn't fit in that car. Ozzy, yeah, I have a 2025 Silverado and I don't like it. Yes. Yeah, I remember that. You're thinking about getting rid of it and getting you like a 1973 Ford Pinto. I had one, a 78 Pinto. Really loved my Ford Pinto, believe it or not. Had a blast in my Ford Pinto. But they've taken remember the 70s thing with the chrome and the panels? They put that on some of the new Chevy special editions. And if you get the one without the crew cab, it looks pretty decent. A single cab, the graphic, you know, it looks okay. But if you get it on the bigger one, it doesn't look all right. With the gull wing doors, yes, those are awesome cars. A little older than what I like in the Mercedes, but those are very, very cool. I would agree. I will say, I think Mercedes today look ugly. I don't like the way Mercedes shapes their cars today. If we hit the lottery after I hired that personal assistant to pick up after me, I wouldn't buy a Mercedes. It wouldn't be on my to-do list at all. It wouldn't be on my radar. I don't know. Now, I wouldn't mind having a Bentley convertible, but I wouldn't go buy a Mercedes. I wouldn't do it. I might buy a Lincoln, fully loaded Lincoln, because I like Lincolns, but you know, no. And I don't really like the new BMWs either. I'm not a BMW fan, period. Um, I'm not. I'm not a BMW guy. I think Audis are good cars. You know, I do. I think Volvos are good cars. Nothing special about them, but I think they're good, reliable cars. Cadillac, I saw a thing about Cadillac the other day that they're working really hard to revive their brand and to try to make it something people want again. So be aware of that. They're trying to make a better product, put something better looking out there, something people want. Audis are good cars, yeah. Dennis says they are fantastic cars. I think they are too. I think they're just good cars. I think they're nice cars, but I think they're just good cars. I think Volvos are too. Ted says, my car was used in a Mountain Dew Baja Blast breakout commercial. Outstanding. That's cool. That's good. So you have fond memories of the cars? Dennis says, I have three of them. My wife had two. I had three Audis and my wife got two of them. I do. I like the Audis. I like the Volvos. You know, I like some of the nicer European cars. I do. I do. I do. You know, I do like one vehicle that I think is really cool is, what do they call this? Let me Hiace, the Toyota Hiace. I know they don't sell them in America, but overseas they sell this thing called a Toyota Hiace, which reminds me of a really cool luxury van from like the 70s and the 80s, but modern. No, she had her own too, not mine. All right, all right, all right. I just figured she took yours. You know how women are. They secretly sign their names to things, transfer titles and deeds into their names, and then they go to court and say, he beat me, he was mean to me, he didn't give me anything. You know, out of 5 houses, I only got 4 of the houses. You know, shameful. Judge, whip him. Make him give me alimony of $30 million a day. It's good that she had her own too. My wife has a Subaru. My wife likes her Subaru, so we're not going to get rid of the Subaru. She likes it. I want to buy a luxury car for travel. It's going to be used, but it's going to be after we move again. So a long ways from now. But she doesn't want to get rid of her Subaru, so I'm just not going to push her to do it. Dennis says she was into wallet cash. Aren't they all? You know, automotive designs have lost the artistic styling of the past. Now cars, they do. They all look the same. There's so many of them that you could put all lined up together, and if you took the emblems off, you would have a hard time knowing which is which. You really would. Yeah, the old Land Cruisers are badass. The modern Land Cruisers apparently are nothing but a problem and a headache from a mechanical standpoint, but the old ones are badass. Those are real, real cool cars. Ozzy said, Ted, you know what I did? I just watched the video with your Camaro in it. Very, very cool. Nice car. I'll have to Google it later and find it. Yeah, Ozzy. Dale Jr. was the driver. Oh, really? That's cool. Is that how you made enough money to afford to go live in the rich lands of the Philippines? Was by renting out your fancy car? You know? I like watching the, what's the name of the auction? Meckham auction? Is that the name of the auction house? I watch that a lot on TV, where they're running all the cars through the auction. I love watching that, because you get to see some of the coolest vehicles you've ever seen. Yep, silver and black racing stripes. Ooh, Meckham. Okay. I like that auto auction. That's cool. I love seeing all the weird things that come through there. And sometimes you can buy cool cars, classic cars, at a decent price. Daily drivers, you might got to work on them a little bit. But there's some really nice things that you can buy at an affordable price. Under $30,000, there's some really cool cars. Got 50,000 bucks for it, so it helped. That's cool, man. Nothing wrong with that. Take the money and run. Run, baby, run. Take the money and run. Somebody's flying my private propeller plane above my head. But I like the auction thing. You know, it's really cool how it just is the uniqueness of all of these different cars that come through there. Yours is a true RS, but just a Z28 clone. I got you. Okay. Yep, I want to find an older vehicle. I'm going to sell my picky me up truck. I don't blame it. Look, I drive a 2000 early model Dodge pickup truck, Dodge Dakota. You know, it's fine for what I do. My wife the other day, because I took it in to get repaired, not repaired, to get the oil change and tire rotations at Firestone. And apparently I got a little bit of a leak in the some steering mechanism, rack and pinion or some bullshit, whatever that's called on that. And they quoted me 1,500 bucks to fix it. I'm not gonna do it. But I told my wife, you know, she asked, "Oh, how was Firestone?" So I told her I made the mistake. It's like, "Oh my God, that." So she started Googling what I told her. It's like, "Oh, that means that your front end could fall off and you could die and crash and burn." And I'm like, "Oh my God, oh my God, not gonna crash and burn." And so my old truck needs a couple $1,000s worth of work in it. It'd be perfect, but drive it maybe 1,500 miles a year. It's fine. I looked at it because she got all bit and she started sending me pictures of brand new trucks. And I'm just like, this is crazy. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. And then what was funny was she didn't understand this part. She sent me pictures of a strip down, a work truck, you know, a work truck, like a Ford Ranger work truck, a Ford F-150 work truck, a Dodge work truck. And they're all in the, like the 30 to 40,000 range, right? They're all in that low range, upper 20s. You know, the Ford Maverick stripped down. And I told her, I said, why in the hell would I pay $30,000 to drive a truck that has nothing in it? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If I'm going to dump money, I'd buy a used pickup truck that has every bells and whistles the way I want it, but an older one, and put that kind of money into something that's worth it. But I don't need a stripped down Ford Maverick to run around in. I don't need it. I'm not going to die. So I finally told her, I went under there and looked, and Firestone lied. They said it wasn't a leak. And it's not. It's actually like a little, it's not a leak. It's more like a seepage. You know, there's just a little bit of brake fluid. It's not leaking. There's no leak. They did, and I asked him, "Did you have to refill the brake fluid?" And he's like, "Well, we always top it off." And I go, "That wasn't my question. Was my brake fluid low?" He's like, "No, no." Like, so it's really not leaking, then, is it? So I think the older one's good. I look at these auctions, and I look at there's another website out there that is a YouTube channel where they sell a lot of really cool classic cars on their videos, and they take you a tour of their parking lot. I mean, pick you up with like a mid '80s or mid '70s pickup truck these days. You know. Yeah, Tim says you won't crash and burn if you keep it in the driveway. Well, I only drive it maybe 1,500 miles a year. You know, if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. You know, if it gets worse when we move to Florida or Alabama to make the road trip, I'll fix it then. But I'm not going to worry about it now. I'm just not. The latches, you know, my door has club doors in the back that open up. And so both of those little plastic keepers broke off so you can't open the doors anymore. I like to get that fixed. But I can't find anybody who can fix it. Yeah, you have two of the Filipino cars. They're Filipino made cars, right? You have two of them in the Philippines. You have a 2002 Fieldmaster and a 1984 short wheelbase three door. All right, at least they're used. I do think multi cabs. I think it's really funny. Was I think the Philippines is funny when it comes to cars. I think Asia is really smart when it comes to car overall. I think they're smart when it comes to cars. But I also think they're kind of funny when they come to cars. One about the whole windshield wipers thing, I never got that. And two, you got these little bitty Yugos trying to navigate these gigantic hills, and they're just barely getting up there. It's like they got 100 horsepower to climb a hill and they can't do it. Or you got the big Toyota Hilux, however you want to pronounce it, with big tires in a little bitty narrow street, you know. Kind of funny, kind of weird in how they do things. But in the Philippines, I would have old cars. That's what I told Lorelai. If we stayed there, because we looked at buying new ones, and I'm like, yeah, we could drop 16, 20 grand on a new one. But look, the way it's going to get beat up in the Philippines, why don't we just buy a $3,000 multi-cab, and that's a good multi-cab for 3,000 bucks. Same as the Montero in the United States, Mitsubishi Monteros. I had a female friend that had one of those. She drove that stupid car forever, or the little SUV. Hers was a nice looking little SUV, but she drove it forever. She was weird though. She was a friend, but not like a friend. But she drove that little Montero forever. I did see a thing about Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi doesn't sell many cars in the United States, believe it or not. They don't have a very big part of the percentage. But I do think they're making better cars for the United States. They're better looking anyway. I says, unfortunately, my sleepy medicine is kicking in. Gonna have to call it a good night. Good night, sleep tight. It's probably because you sniffed all of that varnish all day long. It's not sleepy medicine, that varnish. You're coming down from your varnish high, my friend. But Ozzy, it's good to see you as always. Glad you're doing well. It's always good to hear from you and having you around. Get some rest, take it easy, all of that good stuff. Dream about your Lincoln. That's what you're going to do tonight. I want you to think about your Lincoln right before you fall asleep. So you'll have great, pleasant dreams about your Lincoln. Ozzy needs his beauty sleep. Oh my God. So you're going to go to bed for like 12 years or what? You know? I mean, some of us need a lot of beauty sleep, and some of us just need beauty sleep. Which category do you fall in? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. The clouds have come in tonight. I don't know if it's going to rain or not here, though. I would love, well, you got to go to the Lincoln Lawyer and go to the studio that makes Lincoln Lawyer and just get his. Well, that's all you got to do, man. Just call up the studio for Lincoln Lawyer and say, look, bitch, give me that car. We need a month of Sundays. Yes, Galactic is in the house. Did I miss Galactic coming in? Where did Galactic come in at? Galactic says, I want some more sleepy medicine. Yes. How are you, Rob? How are you doing, my friend? How's things in your part of the world? Good to see you. I almost didn't see you come in, man. You snuck in under the radar. Hey, man, what's up? Ah, same old, same old. I'm trying to figure out how to get rich. I'm just not doing very good at it. I'm trying to figure out how to be a productive member of society, and I'm just not doing very good at it. That's what I'm doing. I've been busy, getting nothing accomplished. I have nothing accomplished, but I've been extremely busy at accomplishing nothing. Ozzy says, I actually own a couple of the 88 Lincoln Town Cars. It's a good car. Boat. Big old boats. Ozzy, yes. All gravy here, man. You're off for a poker game again? Which part of the world are you going to? Which country? Where are you going to play poker? Are you going to win this time? I've been touting you as the European poker champion of the world. So don't disappoint me. Galactic Gaming. I want to see you become European poker champion of the world. Only there in the land of England at this time. Cool. Just a couple of hours drive, so that's not bad. Hopefully you get into the money again. Yes. What do you think? I was talking to my brother today about something about percentages. What do you think your percentages, your winning percentage is? Making the money, making the cut for the money. So if you had to look at it, where are you at? You know, because I was talking to my brother, the company that they do sales, and I was just curious. We were talking, and he said that they have about a 67% rate success in landing clients when they go after a client. They don't go after just every client, but when they go after a client, they have about a 67% success rate. I'm like, wow, that's really, really, really impressive. So I wonder, if you looked at yours, I wonder what your money success rate is. Just out of curiosity. Mine's 0, by the way. Got 5 days away from you. It's about 15% to make the money and multiple table. Okay, all right. Tim says, you know, Galactic Gaming, we feel for you because it must be really stressful to have to travel or to be forced to travel to go play poker. You know, we feel for you, man. We feel for you. Pretty good with the money management these days. Good. You've learned the hard. Yeah, you're a smart guy, Rob. You know, you're a lot smarter than you give yourself credit for. My wife always says that you're smarter than you give yourself credit for, too. And she's smart, so she knows these things. You just need to find you a good Filipino woman to clean up after you, to cook your meals for you, take care of you, so you can go play poker more. You got to watch them Filipino women now. They like to gamble. So you may not want to marry a Filipina because we know a lot of Filipinos, and they like to gamble. And we know some that have gotten huge financial trouble gambling right here. I'm talking about, and their husbands didn't know it. Ooh, man. The husband would be at work, and they'd hook up with their little girly friends, and they'd run over to Siloam Springs, Arkansas, or Oklahoma, and go gambling at the casino while the husband is at work. Take out lines of credit and all this shit. Oh, man. Sounds like a plan. Yes, sir. And remember, you're going to share their wealth with me. Don't forget that. I'll send her home. Yes. They do. They like to gamble. You know, when my first house, when I met my wife, my house that I had when I met Lorelai, we had a lot of Filipino parties there before I met Lorelai. A lot of people were there. We had a lot of barbecue. We had a pool and a pergola. I, as a single man, had a really nice house. And we had a lot of parties there because that was, you know, a party house. And I thought it was always funny how the Filipinos would lay blankets out and sit out in the yard, and they're playing these cards, and they're just gambling like crazy. And I told them they're going to have to start paying the house 10%. They want to continue to gamble in my yard, got to pay me 10%. They never did. That's how I started learning about how badly some of them are addicted to gambling, how much they really. And we know some currently right now. When her husband died a couple of years ago, she was absolutely effed up when it comes to how much money she owed for casino gambling, online and in person. David, your backyard. David's Backyard Underground CA. Casino, yeah, we could do it. Yeah, and that's what they were. They were playing in the yard, doing a little casino action. They play a game. It's not like they play poker. Tim might know what the Filipino women like to play. I don't know what the game is. I never really cared. But it's not like poker, but they play a game where they gamble. So, but they did. Well, I don't know. After her husband died, we kind of lost track of her. But he had property and assets. The restaurant they owned was closed, so maybe she sold out and paid the debt, or maybe I don't know. I really don't know. We don't know whatever happened. Mahjong, is that what it is? What, but is that played with a card game? With cards? I thought that was like a tile game that you use or something. But they play something with cards, but it's not poker. You know, I don't know what it is, but I know they like to play it. So I'm going to go gambling on the cruise ship in October. I am. We're going on a cruise in October. Not only am I going to eat bacon, cheese, and fruit, but I'm going to go to the casino and I'm going to gamble. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to win enough money to buy that ship. We're going to be leaving out of Miami. We're going to go to the Bahamas, Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands. So it's only a 6-day cruise. Jamaica's not very exciting, but I wanted to go to the Cayman Islands. I've never been there. And so we're out of Miami. We're going to spend a day in Miami before we go, hanging out on the river. And then we go to the Bahamas for a day. Then we're going to go to Jamaica. Then we go to the Cayman Islands, and we come back. So it's a nothing. It wasn't very expensive. But we also had a lot of points saved up, a lot of credits that we could use to drive the cost down. So that's what we're doing. And they upgraded us to a balcony room. I didn't ask for it. I didn't pay for it. But, you know, we got some upgrades because of all of the points we had from all the other cruises we took on them. So that's partly why we did it. But it's in October. And what we've done in the past is our wedding anniversary is in September. So when we take a cruise in October, September, we always pretend that we're celebrating our wedding anniversary. Well, there's Pretty Gracie. How are you? Like done host. It's me, GTV. GTV, I haven't seen you in a long time. I heard that you have a whole big giant network all together. You have a community built around your beautiful wonderfulness. Is this true? Pat was telling me that you guys have a giant community around you, young lady, and I didn't get invited. My feelings are hurt. You didn't invite me to be part of your community. Patrick was, I think it was Pat, was telling me somebody was offended or upset or something the other day. Got bent out of shape. But Pretty Gracie, we're glad to have you here. Thank you for being here, GTV. He's a great people. But you could have included me. You know, you hurt my feelings. I'm not a bad guy. PAC, did you call the cruise? No, Tim, I did not. I'll do it Monday. I got to call my mortgage company back Monday also. No, I didn't call him, Tim. I told you I'm a slacker. I was busy. I was extremely busy today doing nothing. You got to understand. I was extremely busy today doing nothing. Hey, Patrick says, everybody said hello to Pretty Gracie or GTV. But apparently I wasn't invited to the club. The GTV club I wasn't invited to. Well, hurt my feelings. People get mad at me every day, so it's okay. I made Stinkbug mad earlier, I guess, for some reason. Again, I like Stinkbug, but I think he might have some issues. So yeah, that's what we're doing in October. And we lived in Florida. We'd try to go on cruises a lot more. I like cruises, so I like doing those. I like taking trips. We're going to go back to the Philippines next year. We don't know when, but our plan is to go to the Philippines next year, 2027. We got to take care of some property business there with some of our lands. And then we want to go and visit our friends. And then we want to go over to Singapore for 10 weeks to 14 days and hang out in Singapore and then come home if we live. I have been. I can't pronounce. What are you calling yourself? Degkakyak. 36, we'll just call you 3642. Yes, I've been breeding dinosaurs. I've been using the amber. Did you know the price of amber has skyrocketed? Did you know that? Did you know they found the oldest piece of amber the other day in history? It dates to however old, but it's the oldest. It's the most expensive amber ever found. Did you know that? You guys probably didn't know that. But yes, dinosaurs are my thing, man. But thank you for watching my movies. I appreciate that. You know, I really, really do appreciate that. Clyde the Gaming, Gracie, are you looking for an English husband? Oh, that's a great question. Gracie, if you're still there, are you looking for you mean like an American? Because American's English. You know that, right? Now, you people in England, just because the name of your country has England, it doesn't mean you not speak English. That makes us 2 weeks in a row now. I know, man. I know. I'm a slacker. I tell you, Tim, I'm a failure, man. I didn't know that. Thanks for the info. I will sub. Well, thank you. We appreciate you subbing, liking, and subscribing. Sharing the world that you have found one of the best YouTube channels on the planet who welcomes everybody. We do. We appreciate everybody. I know it. I don't know if Gracie's looking or not. I think you must. Did you go to her icon and see her picture? Is that why you're asking, Rob? Did you go and check her out and go, woo wee? She be fine. There you go. Maybe you should say Welsh. Yeah, you're not English. Just because you live in England doesn't mean you're English, right? You don't have money. If you don't have money, everything is expensive. Boy, you got that right. Man, everything's expensive. Yeah, trust me. Everything's expensive. I understand that feeling. 3642 says, you know what? I believe that the Welsh people are good people. Well, if my friend Galactic Gaming here is Welsh, then I would have to agree with you. If he wants to claim to be Welsh and he's a good person, I would have to agree with you. I would indeed. I will say this. I believe people that wear fedoras and tropical, colorful shirts are better people than the Welsh. But that's just me. That's just me. Just saying. But Rob's a good guy. He is. He needs a good woman. If anybody knows a woman who's good, Rob needs one. He needs to settle down, get married, have a whole bunch of babies. And then he can teach all of his babies how to play poker, send them out to poker tournaments, and make even more money. I got a plan for you, Rob. I do indeed. Yes, everything's expensive, man. I'm telling you. But luckily, we got the cruise price down pretty good. We got it for basically 45% on the dollar because of all of our discounts and coupons and saved up points and all that other crap. So that's the only reason we took a cruise. Only way. And cruise time in October, good. I don't know what we're doing the rest of the summer. No kids. Good man. I don't have kids. And look how I turned out. See what happens when you don't have kids, Rob? You see, the sky is the limit when you don't have children. See, look at me. Don't you want to be like me? See, I can be your no kid role model. I never wanted kids. You know, not that I dislike kids or anything. I just never wanted any. You know, they always want to eat food. They always want to be talked to. They always want something. So, you know, they're needy and they smell funny. So when I was a young man, I decided I would not have children. So I didn't have children. And I'm happy about it. A lot of people ask me, well, aren't you sad that you don't have children in your old age? Like, no, not really. I worry about my wife a little bit, you know, being, I'm going to die before her and her being all alone. And that's why we're trying to put some of her friends' kids through college in the Philippines to get them to be nurses so they can come here and bring their mamas over. And so Lorelai can have an extended family. So we're working on that. They need too much attention for the first 16 years. I was going to say the first 35 years, but, you know, 16 is good too. I don't know. I think it's good to have kids if you like kids, but I have a weird personality. You know, I just didn't want kids. Don't want kids. I prefer to spend my money on me, what little I have. And I don't know. Just never, ever interested me in having, I just never did. I would date girls and they would go, oh yeah, I want children. And I would say, well, good for you. I'll see you next, bye-bye. I didn't, when I dated girls when I was younger, that's one of the things that attracted to me, my wife, Lorelai, to be honest, was because, I had so many Filipinas reach out to me over the years. They all wanted kids. Lorelai, when I first visited her, she didn't want kids. I'm like, perfect. Hey, we can continue down the next road then. I've got too much poker to play for children. That's right. And do you mean poker the game or poke her to play? So there's too many other women out there. But to be honest, from my perspective, that's kind of where I was at in my mindset. I didn't want kids. As soon as the girls started talking about kids, I bailed. No desire in having kids with you. No desire. And so when I met Lorelai and she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, are you sure? Because I have a vasectomy. So I went and got a vasectomy at some point in time because I didn't want the girls to try to talk me into it. You know what I mean? Try to trick me into having children with them. So I knew I couldn't have children. I'm like, oh yeah, if you really want children, I'm the wrong guy for you. And when I met Lorelai, I told her, I said, are you really sure about that? Because there's no way I can have kids. Tim says, I am so poor I can't even pay attention. Well, I can relate to that. I can't pay attention or anything. I can't even pay the light bill. Look, I'm having to use the light of the iPad to pay the light bill. I'm so poor I can't even afford my electric bill. Isn't that horrible to me? So, all right, my friends, it's 9 o'clock here, obviously. It's dark. You guys want to see my back patio before I hang up? So let's wind this down. Let me show you how my back patio looks tonight. And get that out there a little bit. We got some really cool blue lights, my little lamp. Some dancing lights over there by my signage. And then my dog is over in there digging a hole in the ground somewhere. Thank you all for coming in. I am going to go live in the morning. I'm going to do a Saturday morning live, which I don't normally do in the morning, but probably not Saturday night. Be back doing Saturday night live streams on Monday, but I'll continue doing my morning live streams until I work through all of our good stuff. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. It's okay. To be honest, it's just a very average American house. I mean, do I wish we could afford a nice house? Yes. But I would take a paid off house over anything. I would take being debt free and having a house. But would I like a nicer house? Yeah. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good night, good rest. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow or Monday or someday in the near future. Take care, everybody. See you soon. If you need anything, let Rob know and he'll take care of you.